Welcome to Zoology Zone. Today, we're diving into the world of animal cells, their structure, their types, and what makes each one unique and essential to life. A cell is the basic building block of all living organisms. Cells are the smallest unit of life, and all life processes occur within them. Cells can be either unicellular, meaning one cell is enough to perform all life functions, or multicellular, like in humans and animals, where multiple cells work together for specific functions. Now, let's dive into animal cells and see what makes them unique. Did you know the entire story of life begins with something microscopic? In 1665, Robert Hooke looked at cork under a microscope and saw tiny boxes. He called them cells. Later, Anton van Leeuwenhoek discovered living cells swimming in water. Then came the cell theory. 1. All living things are made of cells. 2. The cell is the basic unit of life. 3. All cells come from other cells. Simple, but revolutionary. That's the power of cells. Both plant and animal cells are tiny building blocks of life. But plant cells have some super cool features that make them truly stand out. Let's break it down with a fun mnemonic. Cool plants very clearly love sunshine. C is for cell wall. P is for plastids. V is for vacuole. C is for chloroplast. L is for large vacuole. S is for square shape. So remember, animal cells are soft, flexible, and lack the green magic. But plant cells? They're cool. Because cool plants very clearly love sunshine. Let's explore the main parts of a typical eukaryotic cell. Plasma membrane. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes. Golgi apparatus. Nucleolus. Nucleus. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Nuclear membrane. Mitochondria. Cytoplasm. Lysosomes. Each of these structures plays a unique role. Stay tuned as we uncover their functions, one by one. Have you ever wondered what keeps an animal cell alive, functioning, and in perfect balance? In this video, we'll explore the key organelles inside an animal cell, each one playing a vital role in maintaining life at the microscopic level. Let's break them down, one by one. 1. Plasma membrane. A semi-permeable phospholipid bilayer. Controls the movement of substances in and out, maintaining internal balance and enabling communication. 2. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER. Lipid synthesis, detoxification, and calcium storage. Lacks ribosomes and plays a key role in metabolic processes. 3. Ribosomes. Tiny, non-membranous structures made of rRNA and protein. They're the site of protein synthesis, translating genetic code into functional proteins. 4. Golgi apparatus. Stacks of membrane-bound sacs. Modifies, sorts, and packages proteins and lipids for secretion or internal use. 5. Nucleolus. Located inside the nucleus. Assembles ribosomal subunits and produces rRNA, essential for protein synthesis. 6. Nucleus. The control center of the cell. Contains DNA and regulates all genetic and metabolic activity, including cell division. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER. Covered with ribosomes. Synthesizes and processes proteins, especially those destined for membranes or export. 8. Nuclear membrane. A double-layered membrane with nuclear pores. Separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm and controls material exchange. 9. Mitochondria. The powerhouse of the cell. Site of aerobic respiration and ATP production. Contains its own DNA and replicates independently. 10. Cytoplasm. Gel-like fluid where all organelles are suspended. Facilitates intracellular transport and is the site of many metabolic reactions. 11. Lysosomes. Membrane-bound vesicles with digestive enzymes. Break down cellular waste, damaged organelles, and invading microbes. Each of these organelles is like a team player, working together to keep the cell alive and efficient. Understanding them brings us one step closer to grasping the complexity of life itself. Animal bodies are made up of trillions of cells, each uniquely structured for a specific function. Let's take a quick look at the main types of animal cells you'll find in the human body and beyond. Types of animal cells. Muscle cells. Nerve cells, neurons. Epithelial cells. Blood cells. Connective tissue cells. Reproductive cells, sperm and egg, stem cells. Immune cells. Each of these cells has a specialized role, forming the foundation of tissues, organs, and systems that keep an animal alive and thriving. Epithelial cells are specialized cells that form continuous sheets covering body surfaces and lining internal organs, cavities, and glands. They serve multiple essential functions, including protection against pathogens and physical damage, absorption of nutrients in the intestines, secretion of hormones, enzymes, and mucus in glands, and even sensation in areas like the nose and taste buds. These cells vary in shape and layering, such as squamous, flat, cuboidal, cube-shaped, and columnar, tall, and can be simple, single-layered, stratified, multi-layered, or ciliated to help move substances like mucus in the respiratory tract. You can find epithelial cells in the skin, lining of the digestive and respiratory tracts, blood vessels, kidneys, and various glands. One fascinating fact is that epithelial cells in your intestines renew themselves every 4 to 5 days, constantly refreshing the surface that absorbs nutrients, keeping your digestive system sharp and efficient. Muscle cells, also known as muscle fibers, are highly specialized for movement and force generation in the body. They are unique because many of them contain multiple nuclei, allowing efficient coordination of large, energy-demanding contractions. There are 3 types of muscle cells, each with its own power: skeletal muscle cells, which are under voluntary control and give us strength and posture; cardiac muscle cells, which contract automatically to keep the heart beating without rest; and smooth muscle cells, which control involuntary movements in organs like the stomach and blood vessels. Muscle cells are true energy burners, packed with mitochondria to meet high energy demands. Neurons are the fastest messengers in the body, forming the basis of your thoughts, emotions, movements, and memories. These incredible cells run on both electricity and chemistry, firing electrical impulses that travel at lightning speed. But here's the mind-blowing part: neurons never actually touch. They communicate through microscopic gaps called synapses, where neurotransmitters carry the signal from one neuron to the next. Each neuron can connect to thousands of others, forming vast, intelligent networks. They're also among the longest cells in the body, with some stretching over a meter in length. And unlike other cells, neurons are always on, even while you sleep. They're busy processing, repairing, and dreaming. Your brain doesn't run on wires or code, it runs entirely on neuron power. Yet despite their strength, neurons are fragile. They don't regenerate easily, which makes protecting your nervous system incredibly important. These electric, chemical, and deeply complex cells are what make you you. Let's add some life to our lesson, literally. Blood cells are the cellular heroes flowing through your veins every second. Produced in the bone marrow, these tiny components have massive responsibilities. First up, red blood cells, or RBCs. They carry oxygen to every corner of your body using a protein called hemoglobin. They're biconcave in shape, like little donuts, and in mammals, they don't even have a nucleus, making more room for oxygen transport. Next, white blood cells, or WBCs. These are your body's defense squad. They fight off bacteria, viruses, and anything that dares to invade. There are different types, like neutrophils, which rush to infection sites, and lymphocytes, which build long-term immunity. And don't forget platelets, the tiny repair crew. These are fragments, not full cells, but they're powerful. When you get a cut, they rush in, stick together, and help clot the blood to initiate the healing process. And now, a wild fun fact to blow your mind: camels have oval-shaped red blood cells. Why? Because it helps them survive dehydration in extreme desert heat. Nature does know best. So the next time your heart beats, just remember, your blood cells are working full-time to keep you alive, defended, and healed. Talk about commitment. Connective tissue cells, the silent builders of the body. Beneath every organ, every muscle, and every bone, there's a hidden network of connective tissue cells, the unsung architects of your body. These cells don't just sit around, they support, bind, and protect everything else, holding the body together like nature's own scaffolding. Let's meet the key players. Fibroblasts, the most common and the most hardworking. These cells are the master weavers, producing collagen and other fibers that give your tissues strength and structure. Adipocytes, the energy bankers. They store fat, not just for fuel, but also to keep you warm and cushioned. Think of them as your body's built-in insulation. Shield macrophages, the cleanup crew and frontline warriors. These mighty cells engulf invading pathogens and clear out dead cells, keeping tissues clean and safe. Mast cells, the alarms of the immune system. When allergens invade, they release histamine, triggering the classic signs of allergy, swelling, itching, and redness. Plasma cells, the antibody factories. When infection strikes, these cells leap into action, producing antibodies to neutralize threats and strengthen your immune defense. And here's a mind-blowing fun fact: brain tendons and ligaments, the cables that connect muscles to bones and bones to each other, are made mostly of fibroblasts and dense collagen. They're super strong, yet amazingly flexible, just like nature's own bungee cords. So the reproductive cells are the special agents of creation, playing a vital role in sexual reproduction. There are two main types. DNA sperm cells, found in males, are tiny, fast, and motile, designed to deliver genetic material to the egg with pinpoint precision. On the other side, full moon egg cells, females, are large, nutrient-rich powerhouses that not only carry genetic material but also provide everything the embryo needs to begin growing. What's fascinating is that both sperm and egg cells are haploid. They carry only 23 chromosomes each, half the normal number. And when these two cells meet during fertilization, they fuse to form a zygote, a brand new cell with a complete set of DNA, the first step in the creation of life. Brain fun fact: the human egg is the largest cell in the body, so big, you can see it without a microscope. Now that's a truly powerful beginning. Stem cells are the foundation of life, unique, unspecialized cells with the incredible power to self-renew and transform into specialized cells through a process called differentiation. There are two main types. Petri dish embryonic stem cells, found in early-stage embryos, are pluripotent, meaning they can become any of the 200-plus cells in the human body. These are like blank slates, capable of forming organs, tissues, and even entire systems. DNA adult stem cells, on the other hand, are multipotent, more limited in scope but essential for daily maintenance and healing. Found in tissues like bone marrow, fat, and even the brain, they repair structures, such as regenerating blood cells or healing muscle. Stem cells play a critical role in development, growth, and regeneration throughout life. In medicine, they're a game-changer, used to treat leukemia through bone marrow transplants, and being explored for conditions like Parkinson's, heart disease, and cord injuries. Light bulb. With advancements in science, we now have iPS cells, induced pluripotent stem cells, where adult cells are reprogrammed to behave like embryonic ones, offering powerful, ethical alternatives for research and therapy. Brain fun fact: every second, millions of stem cells in your body are silently working behind the scenes, replacing skin, healing wounds, and renewing your immune system. They're not just cells, they're the living blueprint of life itself. And that's the incredible world of cells, tiny in size but mighty in function. If you found this journey through biology as fascinating as I did, don't let it end here. Microscope Sparkles, hit like, subscribe to Zoology Zone, and share this video with friends who love to learn. More amazing science is just around the corner. Thank you so much for watching, for your time, and for being part of this learning adventure. Your curiosity is what keeps this channel alive. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired,